Good morning to our guest of honor, Mrs. Savory, the chairman of the board, Mr. Mattison, and his wife, Mrs. Mattison, the board of governors, the rector, Mr. Blackett, and his wife, Mrs. Blackett, the headmistress, Mrs. Picknott, our amazing Peterhouse staff, welcome parents, guests, and fellow Peterhouse pupils. The Shona saying I have just read to you starts off with an incredibly simple Shona phrase, which is Zuva rava kupinda muna mai varu. Translated, it means the sun is now going back into its mother, the earth. But it is often used figuratively to represent the end of the day, sunset. This phrase, though very simple, resonates deeply with my soul and beautifully encompasses the emotions surrounding the end of my last year at Peterhouse Girls. So much so that it inspired me to write a poem in an attempt to describe these emotions to you. The sun, like a child, sinks back into the womb of Mother Earth, drawing its rays away from us, leaving behind the land whose every curve we have memorized, revealing every shadow we have come to know. But you, I, and Mother Earth look forward, knowing the sun will be reborn. For all of us, this speech day marks the end of 2019, but for some of us present, sixth form, Mrs. Flicknote, and departing members of staff, it marks the end of an era. The sun is setting on our time at Peterhouse Girls, and as endings often lead us to, I have found myself reflecting on the moments its light has touched. As I look back on our time here, I am struck by all that we have accomplished, individually, and more importantly, as a school and a community, the people we have become and are becoming. When I walked into the school for the first time in D Block, I was a very small girl, dressed in oversized khakis, carrying a bag big enough to touch the backs of my knees. My mother confessed to me earlier this year that she didn't know if I would make it. Thanks, Mom. As she watched me walk away from her, taking 2 steps where my peers took 1, she said to herself, "Mwanawanga cheta se," which means, what is my child going to do? Something tells me a few of the parents here can relate. Yet here we are. From that first day, we have grown. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and thank goodness, physically. But that is not because of any special effort on our part. The people we are today must be credited to this community. That is the aunties and sekurus who care for our environment and make the school a home. The loving and committed staff who work tirelessly to mold all of us into the best versions of ourselves. Our peers, whom we learn the best of lessons from and grow with. Our parents, who so selflessly support us in all we do, and the kitchen staff, who do such an amazing job at feeding us all, well, every single day. All of you make up the land that has become an integral part of us. We have also had the pleasure of bearing witness to how different people from different backgrounds, cultures, and with different characters can be nurtured into truly inspiring human beings that are able to enrich our community. It is my belief that all of the pupils at the school are capable of being extraordinary human beings, and it is my hope that each of you will use the opportunities given to you here to reach new heights, be it in sports, culture, academics, or in a different way entirely. By using the various supports of the school in the different departments and drawing inspiration from those around you to become this, we can look at individuals like Andy Capers, whose dedication to triathlon alone one has no choice but to admire. And when coupled with her accomplishments at the Africa Games and World Championships for triathlon, leave you in utter awe. Rufara Songore, whose acting talent has earned her 2 honors and 3 first grades at this year's NIAA Speech and Drama Festival, along with the prominent roles in almost all drama productions since 2014. Tanyara Zwamidzi, who is currently ranked the 10th best junior tennis player in Africa and the youngest person in the first team for tennis at PHG. Of course, we cannot all be sporting or cultural prodigies. I only ask that we all see the value within ourselves and strive to reach our full potential. For me, it was a love for music and drama that was enhanced by my high school experience at Peterhouse, giving me the opportunity to act in school musicals like Once on This Island and Sister Act, while also being a part of outstanding musical performances in the choir at the Eisteddfod, among so many others. For others, however, it is the talent of uplifting the disheartened, be it by making their sides ache with laughter, or by showing a heartfelt act of kindness that lets them know everything will be all right. People like Adeline Boka, who lights up dark days with wise sayings like, "What my ears have seen, my eyes have never heard." And Tinaishe Madawo, whose compassion and consideration led her to begin the Girls Ara sanitary towel drive at our school. This was the goal of this year's prefect body, extracting your excellence for our excellence. As a team, we wanted to help each girl in the school to recognize her worth and work towards her best self, and by so doing, to produce a better school. I can honestly tell you, it was not easy, but nothing truly valuable ever is. I have learned so much from my prefects, my sixth form, and the staff under the guidance of Mrs. Flicknert. And to you, Mrs. Flicknert, it has been an honor and a privilege to have been chosen to be the head girl of PHG in 2019. And I wish you the very best out of this next chapter of your life. I would like to thank all of the prefects that, much like pillars, have held up the school. You worked hard, and not without difficulty. You overcame challenges, made me laugh, and made my job so much easier. I am proud to have worked with each and every one of you. And I thank you for growing me and allowing me to lead you. To my deputy, Megan Jenna Houff, the first time I met you in D Block, you ran up to me and said, "Hi, we should be friends. Do you want to be friends?" And then you ran away. 5 years later, you aren't my friend. You are my sister. Regardless of whether we agreed or not, I knew you were always there for me. So, Mayor, I pick you, I choose you, and I love you. To my friends, you maintained my sanity, filled my days with endless joy and laughter, and you have been a godsend in so many ways. I thank God for you every day, and I don't know what I would have done without you. Excuse me. My dear sixth form, it has been a long, long ride. A ride filled with moments that have split our faces with laughter, and ones where we had to hold each other through the loss of loved ones and countless tears. For 6 years, we have seen each other through the best and the worst, and I will miss you dearly. I will carry with me these moments the sun has kissed forever, and each of you will always hold a special place in my heart. So sorry. Above all, I would like to acknowledge and thank my parents who have sacrificed so much to give me the best education. I would be nowhere without you both, and I will be forever grateful for the loving humans you are. I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom, wherever you are. Certain is the sunset, but just as sure is the dawn. Lastly, and finally, I would like to leave a few words to those who follow after us who are leaving. My father once said to me, "Climb the ladder for as long as the ladder exists." So in all things, I encourage you to aim always to be better. Be it a better person, a better student, better at your craft, or a better daughter. Always aspire to grow in whatever you do, and you will not regret the choices you make. The sunset is fast approaching, and with it, many goodbyes. But remember that you, all of you, are the sunrise. Zuva rawa kupinda mnama ya varu. Asiricha Buddha Mangwan. God bless.